There's a quote that says, "Nothing can dim the light that shines from within." And this is a quote by Maya Angelou. And for the past few weeks now, I've been pondering about this particular quote. The saying itself stands for itself. It is very straightforward. It makes a lot of sense when I think about it in a literal sense. But then a few months ago, I started to, take a few times to just go on an experiment. I haven't been here for the longest time. For people who follow me on YouTube, I haven't been here. And while I was away, a lot of things made more sense. A lot of things became clearer. I found, a space in myself to be able to get away from all the noise of the world and still be able to find the value even in the midst of the noise. Now you might be wondering, how do you, find peace in noise? How do you find value? How do you find quiet? Even where everywhere is noisy, this entire world, the digital space is saturated. How do you give yourself enough time to find the value and the gold even in the midst of the noise? This is what I want to share with you in this video, and I really hope that you would enjoy or you would benefit something from this video. So let's get to it. Recently, my conversations with creatives have really been heavy, with constant news of disaster, tragedy, violence, burnout, anxiety, and all sorts of things. And honestly, it is very hard not to feel sad. Even those who didn't consider themselves as creatives recognize their connection to the collective energy sounds more tired and overwhelming. And now, more than ever before, we need to call on our inner light. But you might be asking, how do you do this in a space where everywhere is saturated, there is so much noise, there is uncoordination, and everything is just so chaotic and annoying? But the thing is, first, I think we need to detach ourselves from all the negativity that is flying around the place, and then take a step further to uplift ourselves. Whichever way you feel you can be uplifted, whether spiritually, whether emotionally, financially, whichever way, socially, uplift yourself. And then the next step to this that would really be beneficial to you is to uplift others. You would find that the moment you're able to cut out or cut down on the number, like how negativity affects you, you detach yourself completely. It might be going on social media, for example. It might be deciding to take a break or just, go on a day, lounge, just be free with yourself. There's a lot of things going out there, and I believe that many of us can really benefit from a break once in a while. It's so important. When I went on my break a couple of months ago, I realized a couple of things. It's so interesting to just find time to get away and really live out the cares of this world and not really bother about anything but your peace and your mental health. This is one of the things that I cherish the most. There is so much value in you taking care of yourself than wanting to just grind all day. Truth be told, you need to make money. But then something extra to this that I believe we all need to prioritize is our health. Imagine this, if you break down tomorrow or today, someone else would take up your role and do it better than you can. So why kill yourself because of a job that eventually you'll be replaced in a few weeks or even in a few hours you can be replaced. And then uplift yourself. You know things that make you happy. You know things that gives you joy. You know things that genuinely puts a smile on your face. Then do more of those things. And the last one, we have friends who need our help. We have friends who look up to us for something. You have your way with words. You can easily encourage someone to get better. Whichever way you feel is best, you can do these things. Make sure that you are a blessing to someone else, because this way you can really find that joy in yourself, that thing that really makes you unique. I talk about how you can find your creative energy, your creative glory, and all these other beautiful things. Honestly, the best way you can find this or you can do this is by doing what you love to do for someone else at no cost. It might sound weird. Now, why would I do something that I'm good at no cost? Trust me, it's one of the places where you can actually find that genuineness, that uniqueness, that light, as it were, and it eventually shines on others. This way, you're using your gift to benefit the world. And one quote I learned from, one major word I learned from Dr. Miles Monroe is when he said that leadership is you serving your gift to the world. I'm saying that again. Leadership is you serving your gift to the world. It is so important that if you can leverage these things I just talked about, number one, detach yourself from negativity, whichever way it comes. It can be social media, it can be toxic friends. Detach yourself. And then the next step to this is uplift yourself. It must be something intentional. You know the things that make you happy. You know your own love language, whichever way it is. Treat yourself to a good time. Take care of your health. Prioritize whatever needs to be prioritized. Be productive in your career and in your work. And then the last one is uplift others. What you love to do, what makes you happy, do it for someone else, and you will see how things will turn around for the better. Now, I want you to answer the following questions to the best of your knowledge, as these will allow you to understand and find the spark in you. What do you practice daily to help you ignite your spark? How consistent are you with your practice? And if you don't have a practice in place, how about creating one? I also feel obligated to tell you that once you're beacon on the inside, you can beacon outside. Once you find a spark within yourself, once you can ignite that spark, that passion inside of you, it will be very effortless for people outside, for the world to see what you're capable of doing. You also need to remember that you are a beacon, and accepting your responsibility to be a source of light and guidance to others is one of the greatest responsibilities you can ever have as a creative. Also, creating a deeper connection with the light inside of you would allow you to shine so bright that the light inside of you will radiate even to others around you. Now, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do for a living, whether you consider yourself a creative or not. This is something that everyone is capable of doing because there is something unique about you. All that you're required to do right now is to find it. And finding it, as I've said already, is not something that is difficult. You just need to be able to understand that you need to stay away from the negativity that is all around. Find time to uplift yourself and do the same thing for others. Uplift others. Finally, sharing your light can take different forms. So if you're a teacher, a designer, a therapist, an artist, a coach, a social media manager, or whatever it is you do for a living, you can actively help people through the work that you do. But you can also make a difference by simply rising and shining, bringing curiosity, wonder, joy, and compassion into your daily life. And this creates an extension because by making a practice of maintaining connection with your light, you make a difference with your being, regardless of who you are or what you do. So this is a very big opportunity for you to make a beacon inside and outside. So I want you to do something right now. Go to the comments below and tell me one way you've been able to help others, or you've been able to ignite a spark in yourself and in others, because you never can tell. Someone can see your comments right now and be blessed through it. So I'm encouraging you today, be able to use your gifts to benefit the world. One thing I learned from Dr. Miles Monroe is this saying that leadership is serving your gift to the world. And I believe if you can follow the path I just gave you in the few more minutes you've spent with me, you really do yourself a favor of igniting the spark in yourself, because the world needs your art, the world needs your creativity, the world needs everything you have to offer. Well, I need it. It will benefit me because I love to learn from whoever, whatsoever, or anybody. I think I'm already rambling. All right, as the tradition, thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate you for staying up until this time. If you're watching and you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so, because it is one of the ways that you can actually support me. It might seem like just subscribing, but it goes a long way. So please do that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And for those that have been my people for the longest time, thank you as always. And if you need to see more stuff from me, you could just go through my content on YouTube, or stay tuned for more content like this, amazing content, creative content, and I really hope to connect with you guys more. So thank you so much for watching, and stay creative and simple. It's been long. I've forgotten how to say that thing.